But anyway, isn't that weird too, how everyone snaps in our country and thinks they're Jesus? How come no one ever snaps and thinks they're Buddha? Particularly in America, where more people resemble Buddha than Jesus. I'm Buddha. You're Bubba. I'm Buddha now. All I got to do is change 2 letters on my belt. Bubba. Buddha. Vernon's a false prophet. Isn't that weird though? You know, and all it's funny. It was real funny because these Australians had a big contingency in the compound that burned down, and they were, of course, curious. And I'm from Texas, and I actually went to the compound the 7th day of the siege because it was right outside of Austin, and I went to it. But these people in Australia were like, "Oh, Bill, isn't he such an oddball? Isn't he so odd? He's such a strange character." And I'm thinking, well, let's think about this. Frustrated rock guitarist with a messianic complex, armed to the teeth, trying to fuck everything in skirts. I don't know how to tell you all this, but it sounds like every one of my friends. I'm waiting for the Eric Johnson compound to come out, you know. I don't know. I don't think Eric's frustrated, but anyway. And they said, you know, they had to break down the compound because child abuse was stepping up. Well, if that's true, how come we don't see Bradley tanks knocking down Catholic churches? You know, I mean, if, in fact, child abuse is your concern. Actually, folks, I don't know if any of y'all have seen this. There's a tape, kind of bootleg, going around of showing film of the Bradley tanks not knocking, as the official story was, small holes to insert tear gas, but crashing the building off of its fucking foundation and fire shooting out of the tanks. The FBI and the ATF are liars and murderers, and Janet Reno and President Clinton either A, knowingly passed on a lie, or B, are so out of touch with their own fucking arms of their government that they're incompetent, and Clinton should be impeached immediately. Case fucking closed. And y'all have probably seen the footage, but it's sort of different than the official story, isn't it? Small holes, tear gas, giant holes, flamethrowers. They burn these people in their homes. Okay, that's our government. Okay. I've seen the tape, and it's fucking real, and whatever. Make your own conclusions. You haven't seen it, so it's, you know, whatever. But old Clint, you know, I have no illusions about these cocksuckers. I know there's 12 guys who run the fucking world, and they own every company, and, you know, it's fact. You can look it up. I'm not a conspiracy nut. This is all on paper. There really are 22 families who run and own 50% of the mainstream media, which is where we get our news. And it's true. It's a fact. You can look it up. I don't, you know, I can't be this big of an asshole without having the truth to back me up. Otherwise, I'd be a fucking nut doing this. But see, if you have the truth with you, you can do this. Gee, I'm starting to sound like Koresh, aren't I? Fuck. People have often said I remind them of Koresh. I'm like Koresh, only without the guns or pussy. So basically, I'm just an annoying fellow, but and frustrated rock guitarist too. But you know, I knew Clinton was in with the big boys when he bombed Iraq. Do you remember that? 2-day news story. Clinton launches 22 cruise missiles on Baghdad in retaliation for the alleged failed assassination attempt against George Bush. We launched 22 $3 million apiece cruise missiles to Baghdad, killing 6 innocent people. I think that was a little overdone. You know what we should have done? We should have embarrassed the Iraqis. We should have assassinated Bush and said, "That's how you do it, towelhead. Don't fuck with us." And see, if Bush had been the one who had died, there would have been no loss of innocent life. Yeah, so you see, I mean, that would have saved us $100 million. And I love that, too, how the media called it, everyone in the government media called it a cowardly act on the Iraqians' part because some Iraqi guy was going to drive a Toyota car bomb and blow himself up in the process of trying to kill the President of the United States because that's all they can really do since we are the imperialist rulers of the New World Order. And we called that a cowardly act. Meanwhile, we're launching cruise missiles 200 miles away from floating iron islands. Who are the cowards again? Okay. This is the material, by the way, that has kept me virtually anonymous in America. You know, no one fucking knows me. No one gives a fuck. Meanwhile, they're draining the Pacific and putting up bench seats for Carrot Top's next Showtime special. Carrot Top, for people who didn't get Gallagher, you know. That Gallagher was a little heady. I couldn't follow half of his stuff. Carrot Top's more my speed. You see, first of all, he's got red hair, and that just cracks me up on sight. I don't even need material. Ask my wife. I'm on the floor. Red-haired man on TV. Woo! Don't even need material or ideas. Red-haired man. So he's got that going for him. What do you like about him? He's got red hair. You know, Gallagher. Only America could produce a comic named Gallagher who ends his show by destroying good food with a sledgehammer. Gee, I wonder why we're hated the world over. All these fat Americans on the front row. Now this is comedy. That Bill Hicks is just bitter. I get tired listening to him. Why can't he hit fruit with a hammer? He's just jealous he didn't think of it. Folks, I did think of that. I was 2 at the time. And I said, this is real stupid. Fucking idiot. I could have been the young Gallagher in diapers, walking around being a millionaire, franchising myself, but no. I had to have this weird thing about trying to illuminate the collective unconscious and help humanity. Fucking moron! Gallagher, destroying good food. I guarantee you there's going to be no Gallagher World Tour anytime soon. And if there will be no dates in Somalia, okay? I don't know if those little bags of skin and bones would be able to appreciate Gallagher's particular wit. He destroys good food with a hammer. We must go and get front row tickets and hopefully catch a watermelon rind and live another day. We are here to see Gallagher. We must live another day. Put us on the front row so my child Hibiscus can eat one more day. Will that be the horsefly or non-horsefly section? We are here to see Gallagher and see his ending show. Gallagher. Meanwhile, this is my last show ever. I'm tired, folks. Tired of spreading the news. Folks, it's time to evolve ideas. That's all we're left with. There's going to be no more thumbs coming down the pike. It ain't happening. Sure, there will be aberrations in evolution. People who take steroids, those fucking guys who pump up, people who do punctures and, tattoo. There's going to be different aberrations. But the true evolution is to evolve ideas. What do I mean? What do you mean? What do I mean? Well, for instance, how about this? Why is the drug czar of this country, first of all, why is there a drug czar? Forget that. Why is the drug czar of this country a cop? Why isn't he instead someone who's been through recovery, who has had an alcohol and or drug addiction and overcome it and offer instead hope and compassion rather than condemnation and jail sentences to drug abusers? See, that would be evolving an idea. See, drug abusers, folks, are not criminals. They're sick. And putting sick people in jail, does that make sense? No, 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 no. It really doesn't. And the fact they wonder why kids do drugs, well, the reason is, A, they feel good, but B, the hypocrisy of watching beer pushed down our fucking throats every commercial with, women basically almost the bottles in their twat at this point. Beer. Pop that beer, honey. Boy, it tastes good. It makes you look good and feel good, too. The fact that alcoholism is totally a fucking scourge in this country and responsible for every fucking broken home, every fucking beaten child, every fucking beaten wife. We overlook that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Cigarettes, death, nothing. Pot, meanwhile, a drug that kills no one. And let's put it in a time frame. Ever. Pot is against the law. Now, does that make sense? Do you think your child is supposed to accept that? Or is he supposed to look at you and go, you hypocritical motherfucker, I'm shooting heroin in the vein under my cock because I hate your fucking lying society and your lie that you fucking live. That's why your kids do drugs. Okay? Because they see that we're not growing up and taking responsibility and we're fucking liars, you see. And kids sense that immediately. They have that instinct and that. Anyway, if you want a better world, legalize pot. That's my point. You want to end the deficit, legalize pot. Pot is a better drug than alcohol, and I'll prove it to you. You're at a ball game, you're at a concert, someone's really violent, aggressive, and obnoxious. Are they drunk or are they smoking pot? Wow, we all know the truth. I've never seen people on pot get in a fight because it's fucking impossible. Hey, buddy. Hey, what? End of argument. Say you get in a car accident and you've been smoking pot. You're only going 4 miles an hour. Oh shit, we hit something. Forgot to open the garage door, dude. It's okay, I forgot we were going in reverse. At least no one was hurt. Garage door has to be replaced. Boom! A job has been created. Ahead of me, dude. I got new stuff, Mr. Kreskin. I'm just building the case. Let's see how confident you are in a minute. We ain't even pulled our chutes yet. They lie about marijuana. Marijuana makes you unmotivated. Lie. When you're high, you can do everything you normally do just as well. You just realize it's not worth the fucking effort. There's a difference. Sure, I could get up at dawn, get in traffic, go to a job I hate that does not inspire me creatively whatsoever for the rest of my life. Sure, I could do that. Or I could sleep till noon, get up and learn how to play the sitar. What is it, one string? How fucking hard is that? In harmony with the crickets. Here comes the mothership. We shall rock on! The universe is our playground! That's how you evolve ideas, okay? I'll give you another example. Confucius used to say, what is the sound of one hand clapping? And he said it as an enigmatic way to say there would be no sound. But you know what I say to that? Fuck Confucius. Let's move on.